everybody on this panel is a married man. So I want y'all to ask questions in the comments. What is it like being in a marriage? What is it like sustaining a marriage? Okay, Rick, how long have you been married?
10 years as of August.
Minnesota E.
4 years.
Roy the chef.
Damn.
Y'all can tell Roy the chef. He's excited about that.
5 years.
8 years. 8 years.
Roy the chef. All right, so we've got 10, 5, 8, and my 9. So we got a pretty solid. We got a pretty solid group tonight, y'all. Most of the brothers been married for almost a decade. We got some important questions tonight, and I want to get some questions from y'all. Please make sure that y'all donate to keep this show on air. If y'all like what's going on right now, you want to see the show on air, all you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box, and your sponsorship goes a very long way. Roy the chef, you know, he made a comment about how a lot of times with these black celebrity marriages, it has a certain popularity that draws other people in. So people will look at a Meagan Good and Devon Franklin, and then other people will be inspired by that marriage and say, okay, this is how I'm supposed to do my relationships. People will see Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union and think, oh, this is how you're supposed to do it. A lot of us don't come from backgrounds where we've seen a lot of successful marriages. So one of the things that I want to talk about is how destructive it is in our community when we take these wild celebrity marriages and we use that as the model for what our lives are supposed to look like. Rick, I want you to give me some feedback, bro. Like, tell me about how you model your marriage, what's kept you in the game this long, and what are some things that you would advise people not to do that are striving for marriage?
First, I would say what's kept me in the game as long. One is patience. You gotta have patience, like, because at the end of the day, us as brothers, we know that we're supposed to be the stronger sex. So we're going to have to put up with things and have to basically try to endure the things we may see as foolish because women don't think like us. So that's one thing that's definitely gonna keep us in the game. And for real, I should have started off by saying selection. Selection is everything.
Right.
Like we have a tendency to select like mates that are just terrible for us. We build our foundation on, like you said, Meagan Good, and let's keep it real. Meagan Good, you know, she's bad. You know what I'm saying? Good looking, body's on point. You know, got a good, nice looking face. I mean,
I'm sorry. I mean, Ariel, she's hideous. Ariel, she's ugly. Horrible. On a scale of 1 to 10, she's a -5. Back to you, brother Rick.
hey, yes, we gotta save ourselves. but yeah, like, so she's like that. But what happens is people build that foundation on sand because they are so caught up in looks. Like, obviously we want looks. I mean, when I approached my wife when I first met her, of course it was gonna be like, hey, she's looking good, I gotta talk to her. But we're gonna filter out. Many brothers don't filter out, you know what I'm saying? They don't prove the sisters, they keep that foundation on that sand. It's like, oh, I'm getting with her because she looks good and got a nice body. I was like, let me see what type of mindset you're gonna have, because I always was thinking that whoever I choose to marry, these people gonna raise my children. This woman's gonna raise my children. She's going to be my support. So why would I get somebody that ain't got no dang on sense? So, and it takes it all the way back to, again, if it's somebody that just a woman that's gonna try to take over and dominate me, guess what she gonna do? She gonna cause my sons to be effeminate, my daughters to be masculine. It's just a crazy source.
And y'all don't have a problem with this? You just gonna let this slide? Like
I said, Meagan Good bad, but not that bad. Ain't nobody look that good, straight up.
To answer the sister question, I had Meagan types, you know, and that's all it was, you know. That's all it was. It was good to bring around the family, pull up on Thanksgiving with the cold dime piece, walk through, have your uncles dab you down and everything like that, and bring her to the barber shop just to crush the barber shop, or, you know, whatever the case may be. It just was good for aesthetics, going back to that. So what made me choose my rib was the substance marker. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, Nikki Claudia, Nikki's a nice piece of leather, well put together. That's my girl. But man, listen, when I met her, man, I was wilding, man. You know, my oldest son's mother, bad. The girl before her, bad. I had like a nice little 4-piece run, and I was realizing each one I dealt with, the lower I went in my life. You know what I'm saying? Each one brought me to a lower level.
Bruh.
And when I met the sister, man, it was almost like she was too good to be true. See, you know, she come from a very upstanding, very strong Christian moral value family.
Okay.
You know, now for me wilding at this time, that looks appealing. That looks, you know, that type of structure looks appealing to someone who lacks it. You know,
right.
And she, you know, Southern Belle, debutante, you know, type sister, you know what I'm saying? Just real wholesome, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, what I saw that she would be able to add to the situation that I was in, it made me want to change my life from what I was doing versus the girls who I was with prior to her. They encouraged me to stay in the life I was living because it promoted them in the lifestyle that I was living, though it was destructive as hell.
Oh my God, is this who we are? Is this what we represent?
So for me, as I was speaking about order earlier in this conversation, I wanted to ensure that the woman that I was proving, who I knew could potentially be my wife one day, I wanted to ensure that she was submissive.
Wait a damn minute.
Now, you know, that's a danger word for a lot of our sisters, for a lot of black women. They hate that word.
Yes.
As soon as they hear that word submissive, oh my God, he's trying to control me.
A woman who isn't submissive, no marriage can last.
You want to know what? No, I am going to leave.
No marriage can last. And if a marriage does last, it's a miserable one. So for me, submission was at the top of the long list for my wife as I was seeking her out, as I was proving her.
That's real heavy, E, because as soon as you said that, I started to think about Jay-Z and Beyonce. And in a lot of women's eyes, they never look at Beyonce through her music and say, wow, this is a submissive woman.
What?
But we all know as married men, there was a back seat that Beyonce had to take in that marriage in order to be able to keep it going. Like, we all know what happened with Hove and how her sister Solange was out there trying to fight him in the elevator. She had to take a back seat on certain things. And I just think, again, this is important to bring out, because when you hear, you know, all of these married men talking and you hear men say things like submission, their background, their femininity, you can put it all together and you can have just a checklist to go off of whenever you're looking for a spouse. So anything else you got on that, E?
Me, myself, I grew up as a quiet young fella, a quiet brother. And I wanted that in my wife as well. You understand? So improving her, especially within the church, I seen that she wasn't a, what do you call it?
Motor mouth.
Slick mouth sister.
Word.
Right?
I need you to shut the hell up for the immediate future.
She wasn't in any controversies. Her reputation was good within the church. You understand? You know, proving her and wanted to, you know, truly prove that was within her spirit. You know, she wouldn't, you know, be a slick mouth sister toward me. She wouldn't, you know, back talk and, you know, do all those things that, you know, our destroyed sisters do. So those are just a couple things that, you know, we as men look for sisters when we are proving for a wife.
Absolutely, man. I want to give a shout out to these brothers, man. They really held it down on this. I think that every man and woman that's looking to be in a marriage at any point in their life should take notes from tonight's broadcast, because you brothers, you really spelled it out. You know, you talked about submission. Roy talked about background. Rick talked about femininity. And to bring it home, you just touched on the importance of silence. Like, bruh, like, ladies, a lot of y'all don't understand, when we have a conversation about being a man's piece, a lot of that is rooted in being silent. Now, that doesn't mean that you can never talk, but it does mean there's a time and a place. If this man is just getting off from a hard day's work, all he wants to do is relax and chill, man. There'll be plenty of times, and sorry, I gotta out you on this, Ariel. There'll be plenty of times I'll be getting off this show. Ariel will tell me all about the show, and I'm like, man, I don't want to talk about the show no more. I just want to be able to relax and chill. Like, you know, tell me about the show tomorrow morning, you know what I mean? Because I'm blessed to be able to have a wife that's riding with me, that's, you know, on the broadcast, that understands marketing and social media, and she's just as invested into seeing these things move forward as I am, because she knows when I win, so does she. But I think a lot of times for a lot of sisters, you know, they tend to look at those things like submission and silence as very degrading. But a lot of you ladies don't understand, a lot of these women that are out here winning are the ones that are applying everything that these brothers said. They understand how to be feminine. They understand how to let their man take the lead. They understand that their reputation matters, and they're not going to jeopardize that to destroy their bond. And one of the things that I always tell y'all ladies is stop listening to your single, lonely, and miserable friends.
Well, let's be nice. Yeah. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong.
Who's trying to throw salt in your marriage because misery loves company. Sometimes y'all ladies, you like talking to your mama around the clock and she ain't been married in 25 years.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Misery loves company. You know how to make your marriage work, but when you try to bring other people into it, that's when you mess yourself up. Okay, so I just want to give a quick shout out to these brothers, man. Honestly, if y'all knew the relationship that we as a collective group of brothers had, y'all would know we could be on this broadcast all night. I love these brothers, man. Nothing I wouldn't do for these brothers, and I thank y'all for being on for tonight, man. It was special.